this. I have to take this off. We're not wearing this yet. Hi! I'm out of ideas. Which isn't surprising because what I found out is that the general populace of content creators are out of ideas. There's not really a whole lot to do. Normally you get like inspired by like watching a movie or like hanging out with friends or something, and well, we can't do any of that right now, or at least you shouldn't be. See you over there. But because of that, I thought I might as well just do like a update thingy. I got the idea because I check up on my friends once a week to make sure that, you know, everyone's fine, everything's okay, and so I thought, why not do the same here? At least it would be something, and it doesn't just like let the channel sit. So that's what we're doing today. I am not scripted. I'm too like tense when I'm scripted. I'm also too tense when there are people in the house when I do these things. So we're just gonna wing it and see what happens. It'll be exciting. It'll be entertaining. We'll just see what happens. So what I've been up to? Nothing really, to be honest. I mean, there's like school and stuff, and honestly that's kind of okay. I mean, like a lot of people are really stressed because everything got moved to being online, but I function best when I can just work by myself in most subjects. Now there are some subjects that just doesn't work well for me, but that's me. That is just how I operate as far as school things go, and so I've been fine, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I've been fine. My grades told me I've been fine. So yeah. I signed up for summer quarter because I don't like to take breaks, and also I've kind of like reconfigured my entire educational career. Only slightly though. See, what I wanted to be was a therapist, you know, so I can help people, because that's my life's ambition. Every single time I picked out a job for myself, I'm like, well, I want to bring joy to people, or I want to help people, help them smile, or help them be healthy, or help them feel better, and that's just what I've always picked my entire life. And so I decided I want to go be a therapist. So my bachelor's program right now is human services, which was it's fine, but you know, I'm off doing that thing, and so I signed up for summer quarter because now instead of being a therapist, I'm like, well, maybe I should just go get my MD and be a psychiatrist. I mean, we've thought about med school plenty of times. I even took human anatomy, so might as well explore what that looks like, right? It's just the idea of just being a therapist made me feel queasy, and when I think of something for myself and I start to feel queasy, it normally means that I should not be doing that particular thing anymore, so we're switching it up. I was always kind of leaning towards being a psychiatrist, but I thought, well, maybe I'll get my master's first, and we'll see how that works, and maybe I'll be content with that. Man, I was wrong. I'm not content with just having a master's. I want something bigger. I want to be, you know, I want to branch out. And I also might want to accumulate 2 extra PhDs, but we'll think about that later. We'll see what happens. You know, life's unpredictable. We'll just, you know, roll with the punches. As far as non-school related things, nothing really exciting, honestly. I mean, I had some issues with a friend, but you know, that happens. That's normal. That's life. It's just kind of like gauging, you know, when you have that one friend where like you're the one putting in all the effort and you're the one putting in like all the time and trying to organize all the things, and then they're just there and they just don't answer or don't really want to hang out with you unless you're like the last person there to hang out with. That's not a friend. And so I just kind of reevaluated that whole thing. I'm like, you know, we were friends in the beginning, but now we've sunk into this weird odd space, and you won't even answer text messages anymore. It's just kind of disappointing. There was that, but that was kind of a while ago. When was the last time I made a video for this channel? Oh no. Oh, internships are a thing, so I don't know if all bachelor's programs do this. I'm fairly certain they do. But in my bachelor's program for human services, you also need to do an internship, and you need to do 2 quarters of internship. I should know this. It's part of my ability to pass the program. You do a couple of quarters of internship, right? That means you go out to the field and you go and you work with people in your field and stuff. I'm interning at a wonderful place and I love it so much, but now it's been online and it's just odd and weird and such. It's just been an entire awkward mess. That's the only thing that's really complicated out of this whole like staying at home quarantine thing, is that my internship has been completely thrown off the rails, and so that whole plan has just gone kaput. But, you know, it's fine. It'll be okay. Hope everyone's okay. It makes me anxious thinking about how everyone might not be okay, so we're trying not to do that. Speaking of being anxious on top of that, be kind to yourselves. I'm not very good at the whole like being kind to yourself thing. My energy normally goes to being kind to others, making sure everyone else is okay, making sure everyone else is fine and whatnot. And I got into this really weird spot where, like, you know, I was talking to my friends about their problems, and then I was talking to other people about their problems, and then my friends were recommending their friends to come talk to me about their problems, and I was trying to be super positive and, you know, take on the world, and I can handle all of it, and then I had a slight mental breakdown. It wasn't a mental breakdown, but I'm the kind of person where, you know, I don't cry a lot, and so if I do, it's for like 10 minutes, and then I'm like, good. Then we're done, I'm good, we're moving on, because we got other things to do. It's bad. Oh, my poor friends. It's bad when I cry for more than a solid 30 minutes. Like we're talking, I cried for a while because I just was trying to take on the world, and I'm like, I can't do that. I'm not Superwoman. So I had a moment. It was not good. I had to take a break from the world for like a good solid 2 days where I just ate a lot of vegetables and did a lot of sleeping and was just nice to myself. So don't do what I did. Don't try to take on the world, because I get the world is stressful right now, and you're probably a very caring person, and you probably have like your own issues, right? But on top of that, you're also trying to be nice to like your friends and your family, and you might be in a weird position or a tough position right now, and it's just a lot, right? Make time for yourself. Take a bath, go for a walk, maybe exercise a little bit, you know? Do something for yourself. That could be watching YouTube videos, that could be coloring. Coloring is actually very healthy and good for your relaxing and whatnot. I'm actually doing a research project on coloring. It's going to consist of It's going to consist of a very, very lengthy paper, so it should be interesting. Oh, there's so many papers to write. Let's see, as far as anything else not relating to any of this, I've been watching a lot of TV shows. Well, by watching, I mean mostly putting them on in the background, listening to them. I'm not the kind of person to sit and watch a TV show. I don't know why, I just don't. I'd rather read a book or something. And so I was, you know, watching some television shows this month for some reason, and I've actually watched a lot of television shows. First one I watched was an anime. It's called Soul Eater. The vast majority of you have probably already heard of this. I know I'm kind of showing a little bit late to this party, but it actually wasn't bad. I was told that it's gonna be kind of like quirky, it's an acquired taste and blah blah blah, but it was actually pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of a fan. I'm a little tempted to go back and watch it in the English dubbed version, just because why not? I got cold. Feel better. I'm kind of tempted to go back and watch it in the English dub version, just because I like the Japanese version so much. I'm like, might as well just go watch it in English dub. Why not? I mean, what else am I gonna do with my days right now? I don't know how to explain this show without giving spoilers, but basically this show is about a weapon, his name is Soul, and his wielder person, I can't say the thing that they're called in the show because I'm just not good at pronouncing that word, so I'm not going to. And his wielder is Maka. I want to say that's how I'm pronouncing her name. Oh, I'm gonna butcher so many things. But basically, it's their adventures as they collect souls from different like evil thingies to make a soul into a death scythe, which is it's just a fun show. I like it. It's not the kind of show I would normally watch with an anime, but you know what? I kind of enjoyed it. It had a cute story. It was goofy and eclectic and strange and bizarre and not your run-of-the-mill show. So it was fun. I actually enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. There was this one part though. I'm going to attempt to not spoil things, but there was this one part where in this like epic fight scene between Death and the like evil guy, where like all the music cut out and like the evil guy like delivered this one line, and I'm like, this is a good time for me to go get water because I cannot handle. It was just so creepy. It just disturbed me on such a deep fundamental level. I'm like, this is a good time for a break. Anywho, it's a good show. I highly recommend. Another show I've been watching actually is the show Better Call Saul, because I have an unhealthy love for Breaking Bad. A complete unhealthy love for Breaking Bad. I have seen that show probably 4 times, both just letting it play in the background and also sitting down and watching that entire show. And Better Call Saul is so good. It's if you liked Breaking Bad and you like suspenseful, like just you need to play the next episode because everything's on a cliffhanger all the time, then Better Call Saul is kind of like, you know, a really good binge show. I've been watching a lot of the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone is kind of like, we're not talking like the new Twilight Zone thing they're creating. I'm talking about like the old black and white, like the first, you know, the real Twilight Zone. No offense to the new one, but like the real Twilight Zone. It's always a good show. I can't just not play it in the background when I'm bored. It's just they're just great. They're little 22, you know, 25-minute long episodes. They're awesome, and they all have their own unique story, and it's all just fun. And it's, you know, in black and white, and the acting's kind of over the top, and it's just great. It's just good old-fashioned acting, and I just love it so much. So we've been rewatching The Twilight Zone for I don't know how many times now. I don't even know how many times now. Oh, you want a good show to just like rewatch and rewatch and rewatch? I really love this show Psych that used to be on Netflix, but they took it off for some reason. But basically it's about this guy who pretends to be a psychic, and he like works as like a consultant with the LA PD, and it's so great, and it's just like the adventures of Sean and Gus, and it's just like my most favorite thing. A lot of people don't like it because they're like, oh, these two are acting like idiots. I'm like, that's the point. The point is that they act like idiots, and it's great, and I love it, and it's such an awesome show. I probably watched it, well, I watched it enough times to be able to quote every line for line from the first episode on. When I showed it to my friends, and she's just like, how many times have you watched the show? I'm like, I don't even remember. I don't remember how many times I've watched this show, but I can tell you line for line what happens. That's how many times I watched this show. Like, I feel like this isn't healthy anymore. This has just reached a level of obsession that I feel like it's not healthy for humans anymore. But that's not a show that I've watched recently, because again, they took it off of Netflix and I can't find it. It makes me extremely disheartened. But a show that I actually just got done watching is a show called The Good Place. And I know that The Good Place, I think, has been out for a while now. I don't actually I don't really know. But I know that I remember last year people were telling me to watch The Good Place, and I just like was like, yeah, whatever, I have like human anatomy to study or whatever else I was doing, and so I didn't. But this year I'm like, hey, we've got nothing else to do, why not? I'll throw this on, it looks entertaining, and it was so good. It was so good. It was like I went to go watch the first episode and completely fell in love with this show, and I had to sit down and physically watch the show, which is very impressive because normally it's like I might watch like half of the first season or like the full first season. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'll like sit down and actually like watch this show now, right? Unless it's an anime, I just like watching the Japanese dub because I actually don't mind reading the subtitles. Besides, I feel like, you know, I'm reading, I'm being engaged, but I'm also like, you know, watching a fun show, so I'm like taking a break, but also like reading, so it's like my version of a break, where it's not really a break, but it kind of is. Point is that The Good Place is just so good. I have an unhealthy love for The Good Place. And on Netflix, I know they only have like 3 seasons because I just got done watching the end of the 3rd season, which sucks because that was a complete cliffhanger and I'm so not happy. But it was very good, and I highly recommend if you want a show to watch. It's really fun. It mixes in like moral and ethical philosophies, and I took a philosophies class when I was doing my associates in community college, and it's just so fun because I'm there. I'm like, I know what you're talking about. I read that, and it was just really fun. There's also a lot of very fun jokes in there. So, as for like other miscellaneous things I've been doing, not a whole lot, to be honest. I've been reading some books, but they're mostly pertaining to my current classes in my major. So we've got interviewing and action in a multicultural world, globalization, time for outrage, capitalism, blah blah blah. You know, just stuff I need to read so I can understand what I'm learning about. There was this fascinating article though that I got to read that had a whole correlation between schizophrenia and the C4A gene, which is part of the genes that help to make your immune system. So that was really cool, but I'm a nerd, so you probably don't find that to be interesting. So for actual fun books, there was this one book called Grace Not Perfection, and granted, it is a Christian book, but the way I see it is that if you get rid of all the Christian-y things in there, not saying that you need to, I'm just saying if you don't particularly, like Christianity, there's nothing wrong with that, I'm just saying, But there's a whole bunch of actually really important lessons in there, like you should maybe have like a routine so that you can have a more predictable day and you have less anxiety. And things like you should keep a tidy home and you should make time for yourself so that you can give to others. And a whole bunch of life lessons that I need reminders of, whether they be in a Christian context or just in a slap to the face. So I'm not very good at taking care of myself, but this is a cute book and I actually kind of enjoy it. So, if you're into that, there you go. There's another book I've been kind of sloshing through called Glory Season. I straight up stole this from my high school library. I didn't steal it. Okay, story time. I didn't steal this book. I didn't steal those books. What happened was is the high school that I went to was getting rid of a lot of books in their library because people weren't reading them anymore. So I showed up and took 4 grocery bags home every day for like a week because there were a lot of really cool books, and I would just go book shopping before band, and it was great. So that's where I got this from. So this book is called Glory Season by David Brin, I want to say his last name is B-R-I-N. Anyways, it's okay. I mean, the first chapter you really have to slosh through. It is just like I don't like it when authors do this, where they take this concept, like their world that they created, and they do it very intricately and very wholeheartedly because they created the thing, right? And then they expect their audience to understand every reference that they're making to it, and I just don't, because I don't get the time that you put into this world. I'm just here, and so it was a lot of terminology that I didn't know and couldn't Google because it's made up. But once you get past the first chapter, it's actually pretty good. Or the first 2 chapters, where am I? Yeah, the first 2 chapters. I'm only on chapter 3. But it's not a bad book. It's a pretty good book. I have a lot of books on my bookshelf that I've been meaning to read, but after I finish this one, we're reading this one. This is now a Netflix original series. Mindhunter, actually the series, not bad. I think it's the 4th episode, is pretty tough to get through. This show, by the way, not meant for chidlins, so if you're a child, don't watch this show. But the book is actually pretty interesting, but there's also some pretty graphic things in the book, so maybe don't either. This is one of those things, whenever I go book shopping, I always end up reading like the first chapter or 2 in the Barnes & Noble or wherever I happen to be, and then I fall in love with the book and then I buy it and I come home, and then I realize I have started probably like a billion books and I need to finish the one that I actually have a bookmark in, so patiently waiting for me to read it. But it's a really good book from what I've read so far. It's basically about the guy that Mindhunter, the show, is inspired by, which is this FBI agent where he created the whole idea of like criminal psychology, and that idea made it more practical to be used in an FBI setting, I guess is a good way to explain that. I don't know. You all are smart people. You know what Google is. You can figure it out yourself because I have faith in you. What else have I done? Oh, cleaned my desk so I can actually use it. There's some various random things stuck on it. I bought some like cosplay stuff. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, okay? It's basically just like a Hufflepuff outfit because somehow I'm a Hufflepuff, but that's fine. And like some colored contact stuff for some reason. Now, I don't know if this is a thing or not, but I have astigma in both my eyes, so I'm trying to put this colored contact in, right? And it's just not adhering at all. And I'm trying so hard. It's just not doing it. It literally took me like 27 tries before it finally did, and it didn't hurt. It was fine. Everything was okay, but it took an unreasonably long amount of time for this contact to stick, and so I don't know if that's gonna work out. We'll try it again later. Oh, cleaned my closet. Now my closet has always been kind of an atrocious mess, but it's less of an atrocious mess now. I need to make room for, well, my style's just changed, and, you know, kind of embracing the whole tomboy-esque thing. There's a bunch of clothes in my closet I didn't want anymore. I don't know what my style is. It's just here. I tend to wear a lot of business wear. That's all I got. That's like the one thing I know for certain is part of my aesthetic somehow. So there's literally, because I didn't think this through, so I cleaned out my closet, accumulated 4 trash bags worth of perfectly good clothes to donate somewhere, right? Except I can't donate them anywhere because everything's closed. So there's just 4 trash bags of clothes just sitting in this corner over here that I can see, but you cannot, thank God. Another thing too, kind of feeling like I want to redecorate my room a little bit, not entirely certain. First time ever was a complete adult and purchased myself a pillow because my pillows are disgusting. Now what I found out, you should be replacing your pillows like every 2 years because your pillows get really gross because of your face oils get into them and they sink in there. It's just nasty. I've had the same pillows since I think 7th grade. I'm not even joking you. I'm at the end of my first year of my bachelor's program. Oh my god, my pillows are disgusting. I bought a new pillow and also somehow bought, you know, not just a pillowcase but a whole sheet set. It's very pretty. Probably didn't you buy all of that, just whatever. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. You know, I'll probably do one of these maybe once every other week or once a month. I'm not entirely certain yet. I was also told, because I'm running out of ideas, a rapid pace, which is extremely alarming. The it bothers me. But I have quickly run out of ideas for this channel. I really appreciate just being myself and just talking and whatever and just being a general goofball. But I'm not entirely certain what to do with that. And so I've consulted the wise sage advice of my friends who watch far more YouTube than I do. And their ideas for me is to do things like make a podcast, or for some reason they want me to do rant videos because they think that I'm funny about how I talk about just a particular subject. As far as any of their ideas for this channel, I don't really know. I mean, the way I see it is that I'm not the only person out there who makes videos who is stuck. I am not the only person who makes content who is sitting here like, I don't know what to do with this entire thing. It's just not statistically possible. And so to sit here and say, well, I don't have an idea, so I'm just not gonna make anything, that is an excuse to me. You should just try to do something. If you feel like making a video game, or not a video game, wow, if you feel like making a video game, that's impressive. You are a very smart human being. I don't have the neurological capacity to figure that one out. If you're sitting here and you're like, well, I want to do like a video about like making video games, but I don't really feel like talking that much, that's fine. Just film, stream it, whatever. You know, if you're like, well, I think this conversation with my friends is really funny, so I'm just gonna film this, that's fine too. But the point is that if you when you hit a creative rut, it just seems like bad practice to just sit here and be like, well, you know, I'll have an idea, so I'm just gonna sit here. I'm like, if you're a writer, find a writing prompt on Pinterest or online and then try writing something with that. If you like making videos, see what other content creators you like that are, what are they making? I like to watch a multitude of different people, which is great because then there's a whole bunch of other ideas I can take. Like, if I feel like doing a makeup tutorial, maybe I might just see how that works. But the point is that it's like, I think it's bad practice to sit here and be like, well, I don't know what to write about, or I don't know what to film, or I don't know what script I'm doing, or I don't know what to paint, or whatever, and then you just like sit there, and you just let your passions and your ambitions, the things that you took so much time to create, and all of a sudden you just let it sit there. And I don't want to do that, so we'll figure it out. These things will at least be a thing. I honestly don't know. On that note, that's basically all I've got. Like I said, I'm out of ideas, so I thought I'd just do a little update, you know? See how everyone's doing, say hello, you know? Prove I'm existing as a human, sort of. To conclude, I hope you are all having a wonderful, lovely day, because you are all wonderful, lovely people. If you enjoyed this for whatever reason, share it with a friend. I would deeply appreciate that. And, you know, if you find me entertaining, or if you find that I make you smile, or whatever your motivation may be, maybe subscribe. I would really appreciate that. That would make my heart very, very happy. Give me some feedback. I don't know if these are actually productive unless people tell me. So comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like. I'm all good for constructive criticism. You can criticize the outfit, you can criticize the hair, criticize the backdrop, setting, lighting, whatever. I need help. So criticism. Criticism is a good thing. Just be polite. That's all I ask. Leave it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Do nothing if you don't feel compelled to. That's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, so I hope you all have a lovely day because you're all lovely human beings. And yeah. Okay, bye.